We're live.
We are live. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Silver Lining TV, where we motivate and inspire people to create a better life through real estate. And I am joined again with my lovely business partner, Lauren Whitaker. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, doing very good. I'm actually excited. We got a new. We haven't done this setup in a while. I know the
Yeah.
past few Silver Lining TVs we've been in person, but on this one we wanted to make it a little more fancy, as you can see our logo and stuff. But there was a great topic that we had in mind that we want to share with everyone, and that was how to use your tax refund to achieve your homeownership goals this year. Like, how do you utilize the money that you're getting back in taxes? So, let's go ahead and get into it. So, Lauren, let's break it down. Like, what are some tips or some things you could tell people in regards to using our tax money?
Yeah. So, I mean, you could use it either way. You could use it for buying and selling. So, with buyers, it's more typically you're going to want to save more just because you do have your down payment, your closing costs, and inspection fees, which, down payment that usually is going to look like usually 3 to 5% of your purchase price.
Mhm.
And so it's always good to have that. And there are down system. How am I trying to say
Down
this?
payment assistant.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, I'm stuttering on one word. But there are programs like that to help if you're not able to do that, and if you qualify that, that's great.
Mm,
Inspections, those are also a great thing to do. It could, prevent a lot of things from happening, just knowing like, is there mold? Does it leak when you take a shower? Are there
yeah.
termites? Even that kind of stuff. So just knowing where you stand with the home just prevents you from spending even more money on a house that you don't need to.
Right. Yeah. Prevent headaches.
Right, headaches.
Pretty much. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then your closing costs. So those are typically like 2 to 5% of the purchase price. And those are going to be paid at closing. So it's just something to have before you close.
Yeah. And typically the closing cost and the down payment are the two biggest obstacles that I find a lot of home buyers have, especially in today's market,
Right.
is maybe they have a little bit, maybe they have what they thought was enough, but once you
Right.
get into the market, you realize to
It's
be a little more competitive, yeah,
yeah, it is very
a little bit
competitive. So you're
more.
going to want to make sure to have that built up, and your taxes
Yeah.
could really help you with that.
Yeah. Another thing too, which I just now thought of, was having outside of your money for inspection, closing costs, down payment. Let's say you buy the house, you close, you had the money, and you used it for the right reasons, right? Now you're in the house. Like, why not even have some additional money saved for a rainy day, right?
Right.
Maybe another month or 2 or 3 months saved from there too. And I know with the tax credits and refunds that people have been getting, they've been getting a pretty decent amount, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
Mhm.
say on average in Indiana that the typical like tax return is going to be about 2,800 rounding up.
Yeah, yeah, and that's on average. I
I
mean,
was gonna
I
say, yeah, on
yeah.
average, and that's rounding up a little bit. I think exactly it's like $2,750.
Yep, yep, I think that's right.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's just being prepared, and just in this market being over prepared,
right,
right? Just making sure you have that money, because again, if you have a very strong agent, your agent is going to make sure that they're doing everything possible to find you opportunities that that doesn't have a lot of offers on it. For example, like an off market opportunity,
right.
right?
For sale by
But that
owners.
for sub owners, or maybe just a past client wanting to sell their property and it's not hitting the market. It's just, okay, we got a buyer for it already, so we don't have to take it to market. But
Right,
that doesn't happen all the time.
right.
Majority of the people that buy homes are buying it that it's listed, and they're just trying to write an offer to buy it. So yeah, so I would say the biggest thing is, I know you mentioned down payment assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Those loans typically, like, they're very good. I know you got like veteran loans like the VAs, you have
Yeah,
USDA loans, which are very good.
Yeah.
You'll have like Indiana Housing, right?
Right.
Which is a grant. Yeah, yeah. That's a grant that's attached to the FHA.
Right.
So you'll have those down payment assistance. So if you want to be a very strong buyer, but maybe you don't have enough of the down payment, then definitely have your agent and your lender consider those options for you as well.
Yeah, because
So
it can really help. It could either make or break your deal.
absolutely. Yep. And just having extra money so then when you do buy it, if something does break after you buy it, because it is a house,
Right.
right? I don't know many people who even bought a car and never had issues with it. Like
Right.
anything mechanical or anything as big as a house is going to have some issues at some point. But having some additional money to be able to take care of those problems whenever they come. So let's talk about sellers. Like, how can sellers use their tax refund to put themselves in a position to upgrade or downsize this year?
Right. So, yeah, a lot of sellers, for the downsizing or even upgrading in your home, even just saving some of those tax returns um, can help you purchase your next home. Even
Mhm.
if you have equity from selling your last home, having that extra little bit of money again can really put you in a better situation.
Yeah,
Even just with the rainy day, if things do happen, say you need a repair after closing, having that money can really help you out.
absolutely. Yeah. And having using that money, like if you wanted to go to market with your house, not only having some money for when you buy, but if you wanted to do small upgrades to your current home,
Right.
right? To earn you more money on the sell,
Right.
making
Yeah.
some repairs that maybe you're okay living with, but the
Someone
next
else
buyer,
isn't.
yeah, right. It
Yeah.
may be an issue to them. So, yeah, just being real smart with the money. So, yeah, making small upgrades, maybe to the kitchen, to the bathroom, some landscaping. Those are
Yeah.
big.
For
And,
sure. That
and
was that's actually one of my points is making it more
yeah,
curbside appealing to
yeah,
boost it. So,
yeah,
making those small little upgrades, even making those small little repairs that like you thought, oh, well, I'm okay with that.
right.
Well, maybe they aren't. So
Exactly.
making it just the curb appeal is nice.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I remember, so I had a Jeep Wrangler a few
Mm-hmm.
years ago, right? And it was super nice and brand new. It was super nice, right? And I got a cracked window.
Yeah.
And I literally drove around with that cracked window for like a year. And my point is, like, when things happen to your house that needs to be repaired, you start to become like numb to it. It's like almost
Yeah.
like, oh, that's just a part of the house now, right?
Right.
But every time somebody got in my Jeep, they'd be like, dang, dude, you got a crack in your window. It's like right
Right.
there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? Dang, I didn't even know. I forgot it was there. I don't even see it no more. So that'll be like, if you're going to be selling your home, just really analyze your house and things that maybe didn't bother you anymore. Like, you got to
Right.
keep in mind when people come in, it may be good to put money towards those little repairs. So then, you don't have a cracked window for a year, right?
Right.
Just thought I'd share that. It's funny. Um, yeah. So now in regards to um buying, and let's go back. I want to talk about, like, a lot of people that are wanting to sell, they are concerned with finding a house in today's market, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're someone who is selling a property, because I think you have some buyers right now that are in, they're trying to make it work in today's market.
Yeah.
Um, what has been your strategy in regards to, and this is something that I know we haven't prepared to talk about, but what has been your strategy for that buyer to give them the best chance of getting like an offer accepted without going too deep into detail? But what is like one of the
Yeah.
one or two or three things you say?
Yeah, so I mean, when we go and see a house, we want to make sure that, it's within the price range that we feel comfortable in and that we're pre-approved for. Even sometimes going a little bit below that. That way, because it's so competitive, we have room to
Yeah,
escalate. That way, hey, Johnny submitted another offer and he's at 109. Well, if we're capped out at 115, see you
yeah,
later, Johnny.
yep, yep. Yeah, so it just comes down to being realistic, and then
Yeah.
the money that you get, like what we talked about right here, is just having your ducks in a row and having that money aside to where, hey, if there is an opportunity where we can beat out offers by, maybe covering our closing costs, right?
Right.
Maybe that means we don't, if we're pre-approved at 115, maybe we're looking at homes at 110 or 105,
Right.
but also we have additional funds available to be able to cover our own closing costs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And
Well,
just
yeah. Go ahead.
that's really about it, just making sure you have down payment money if you need it,
Yeah.
even inspection money, because if it's being sold as is, you kind of want to know what you're walking into, you
Yes.
know. So it's
Yeah.
always good to
So
just
true.
have that money set aside.
Absolutely. Well, Lauren, it's already been 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up just
All
because I
right.
know we got a busy day, but extremely valuable information. And if people have more questions about, this process and where to, down payment, maybe down payment assistant loans and
Yeah.
or how much money an inspection actually does cost and like all those questions that I know most buyers have, how can they reach out to you? How can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so they can reach me on Facebook. My name's Lauren Whitaker. You can just send me a message on there. My phone number is 765-250-6185. And then you can even email me, and it's literally just my first name at slreg.com. Just hit me up there, and I'm always willing to talk to people and give advice.
Yeah, she comes from a place of contribution. So even if you're not in the market right now, but you just have a simple question, reach out to her. She'll make sure she gets you the best information possible.
For sure.
Lauren, yeah, I want to thank you for 2 weeks in a row for joining me today. Again, our ultimate goal is to just provide clarity to our community and just be a resource. And I think we did that today. So thanks, Lauren. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem. So I'm in just like we always do. Our goal is to help you reach yours. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to Lauren anytime. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
See ya.